Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Peeling Back the Label, Bookstagrammer edition. Today we have a very special guest today, Latisha Rich from Latisha's Low-Key Life, and she is a bookstagrammer. Her and I have been friends for, I looked back, I couldn't believe it, 3.5 years now. That is fantastic. And Latisha has always been such an advocate for authors, helping them out, read their books, post whenever they need a post, doing book tours. She will post bookish items and stuff, and she actually has won, like on NetGalley, some really nice books and whatnot to read that she's very proud of. So we're going to talk about all that, how she became a bookstagrammer, and all that juicy details behind the scenes. So let's welcome Latisha. I'm going to put her in.
Hello.
Hi, Latisha.
Hi. I'm just going to tell you my name's Latisha.
Oh my God, I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
That's okay. Everybody says it wrong because it's a different name.
Oh
My
my,
parents got it
oh, I
out of
feel so bad.
oh, don't feel bad. My parents got it out of a Western movie, I guess.
So it's
And I've only known,
Latisha, kind of
yeah,
like more like what's the lady's name on Adam's Family? Is it
Morticia.
Morticia, Latisha? That's how
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remember that. But if I call you, if I say Latisha, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Because it's probably embedded in my brain now, and I'm gonna screw it up. So
no big
I'm
deal.
sorry, Latisha.
Yeah, or Tish.
Oh, Tish. Okay, that might even be
That's
better for
easier.
me because this way I can't screw it up.
Oh, don't worry if you do. It's not a big deal.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, coming on and taking the time for us. And I can't wait to hear all about, how you became a bookstagrammer, how you got out of your comfort zone, like you're doing more and more reels now.
Yeah.
You're helping everybody, all these authors you're helping, and it's such a wonderful thing. So I guess let's start out with how did you become a bookstagrammer? When did you start this journey? I mean, I've known you since August 21, but I'm
hmm
sure you were, doing this before that. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
Okay. Well, I was a teacher for 25 years. I taught
Oh,
fourth grade most of that time. And when COVID hit, we had to finish the year online, which was not the best. And then the following school year, they decided we would have to teach both online and in class. And we already didn't have time to do everything we needed to do. And it was very stressful. And I got to the point before school started, I was so stressed out. My husband said, I think you better retire because I had just over the amount of time I needed that I could retire. So it was just kind of a snap decision. I didn't have it planned or anything. I didn't plan what I was going to do afterwards. And I just was talking with my husband and said, I'd kind of like to start a blog. He said, well, why don't you? And I was just going to do just life stuff, whatever. And I got a website going and I spent a lot of time on that and got that going. And then I decided, well, maybe I should check into putting it on social media. And then I found the Bookstagram community. And from there, it just basically turned into being a book blogger. So I've been doing it ever since then. And I just love it. I love this community. I've never seen a group that's so kind and helpful. And it's very rare that you see negativity. I mean, you do here and there, but not very much. And that's what I really like about it.
I totally, I totally agree. Every bookstagrammer that, I've had on this month, everybody is saying the same thing you're saying.
Yeah,
And that says, that's really says something, between the authors and the bookstagrammers. It is such a positive area
it
that
is.
you feel
Yeah,
safe in.
definitely. So I kind of dug in, and from there, I ended up proofreading for a couple people. I do a lot of ARCs. I'm a beta reader for a few authors. And then my husband decided I could have my own little library. So we got a 30-foot little cabin with the little front porch on it, and he did the whole inside for me. And it's just all books and
Is that where
good
you are
stuff
right
out there.
now?
No, I decided not to try going out there because the Wi-Fi sometimes reaches out there, sometimes it doesn't, and I didn't want
Oh,
to screw
okay.
this up. So, but oh, it's my happy
Maybe
place, I'll tell you what.
maybe you could video it like and put it on a reel because I want to see this
Okay,
this beautiful library that you're
yeah,
talking about. It sounds like so
I
fun.
I think I have probably 9 bookcases full of books, and I have read very few of them because I keep taking ARCs, and I got like 20 on NetGalley right now to go
Yeah.
through, and I'm proofreading, and so I never get to my own books.
One day you will. One day.
That's what I
Speaking of
figured.
NetGalley, I noticed you had a post. You were like so happy to get a particular book. Can you
Yeah.
tell us about that? Because I can't remember the title, but you were
You know
so
what?
happy and so excited.
I can't remember the title right now either
Oh,
because I have a
I'm
terrible
sorry.
memory. But it was from Berkeley, and so many people comment that they never approve. They never approve. They never approve me. I'm going to keep trying. They're so hard to get in. And so I didn't even realize it was one of their books when I put in for it. But when the email came, I'm like, Berkeley. So yeah, that was kind of exciting. I don't know why I got it, but I'll take it.
Very good, good. Well,
And
we can't wait to hear all about it. Maybe on a reel, whatever. I'm
yeah,
sure if everybody goes back, they'll see because you did post a reel
yeah,
about it.
I did.
I'm pretty sure. So if everybody wants to, go on your Instagram later on, they'll be able to see it.
Yes.
And speaking of like other books, like what is your favorite genre, or do you have any favorite books that you always go back to or anything?
I jump all over the place, especially since I started Bookstagram. Um, like I never used to read fantasy, and I love it now. I read thrillers are probably one of my favorites. I've really gotten into historical fiction like World War II era. I really enjoy that. A lot of young adult books. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
it's because I was a teacher or that I just like them, but I read a lot of young adult and sometimes younger than that because I taught fourth grade. So if I see
Oh,
something
that's
from an
nice.
author that,
Yeah.
I use the books in class or whatever, I grab those and read those too. So the only thing I don't read a lot of is nonfiction and romance. I'll read a rom-com here and there, but other than that, I read a little bit of everything.
That that
um,
that's good to hear. And I'm hearing more and more of that. I think due to this community,
yeah,
everyone
definitely.
kind of is like little by little dipping their toes in other types of
They,
genres.
they
And
are.
then they're like you
And
did, like, wow, I didn't know I was going to like fantasy, and now you love it. Like
right,
you didn't know until you started reading it. And I'm sure
exactly.
somebody influenced you, like you have to read this book or
Yeah.
something.
And I have always been a crazy reader since I was a little kid. And to think I went all those years and didn't venture out into some of these other genres that I really love now. So it's definitely Bookstagram that did that.
That's great. Now, what are you reading right now? What's on your night table?
I've got One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware,
Okay, so I'm
and
going to write this down.
it's I don't believe it's out yet. I got it from NetGalley. And so I am probably about a quarter of the way through that, I would say. I'm trying to work my way through my NetGalley list right now because my percentage is, I think, 74, and it's good to keep it at about 80.
Okay,
And so I've been going one after another through the list. I have 20. I just counted. I have 20 on there as of right now. So yeah, I squeezed in a library book the other night though too. I
So you're
I brought one
reading,
home.
so you also read more than one book at a time.
I do.
Hmm.
Yeah, I brought one home. It was a Frida McFadden book I grabbed. Sometimes it's hard not to take them when I'm working at the library. So I read it all in one evening and took it back today when I went in. So
Wow.
I squeeze other things in.
So how many books a month do you read? Do you think you read about?
Gosh, it just depends. I every probably 4 days would be probably typical of a bigger book, I would say. I read pretty fast, but it just depends on the month, I guess, and what I have going on. And I think I read probably less than I did before I started Bookstagram because I'm on Bookstagram all the time, reading people's posts and watching their videos and stuff. So I think that has cut out a little bit of the reading time, but it's worth it.
Yeah, because you're connecting with,
Yeah,
like-minded people and you want to hear what
yeah,
they're reading and maybe it might be something you want to read.
exactly. Yes. And I don't have a lot of friends in real life, I guess you'd say, that love books like I do. I know a couple people that love to read, but most of my friends don't even read at all. So to be able to get on here, and there's hundreds of people, thousands of
Yes,
people that love books as much as me, that's really special.
it is. It is. It's a really great community. Now, you and I, we started talking with each other through book tours. Can you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about what it's like, whether it's with me or other, book tour companies,
Mhm.
because I know you do, others.
Yeah.
Tell us like a little bit about like that kind of journey and maybe why someone should join a book tour, whether it's with me or with somebody else, because they're all great, all great people out there.
Right.
But a lot of people don't know, some of the people don't realize what it is, even though they're
Right.
on the Instagram community or Goodreads, they might not know what a book tour is and how it works and
Right.
whatnot. So, as a reader, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's what happened to me actually. As I was going through post, I kept seeing book tour, book tour, book tour, and so finally I messaged one of those people. I said, "What is a book tour?" And
Yeah.
they filled me in, and from there I jumped in, and I've been doing them ever since. Um, it's it's amazing, really. There's uh, all kinds of companies out there, and authors go to them to get some exposure with their book. So you can do reviews, you can read the book and review it, or sometimes you can just make a post. You get the information and make a post. Maybe it's a cover reveal, or you're just getting the information out there about the book, book blitz, just lots of different things. So some of them you don't even have to read the book, which I've been doing a lot more of that lately because I'm so overwhelmed with the books I already have, but I still like to post those cover reveals and things like that. And so you either get an ebook or a book sent in the mail to you to read if you're doing the review, and you get to keep those. And you typically go to Goodreads, Amazon, different places, wherever you post your reviews and put them on there for them too, so that they're having their reviews and they kind of need to build up to get more exposure, especially on Amazon. So I put my reviews in several different places.
Mhm. Where do you put your reviews at?
Okay, I do my website, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest,
Wow, you do
Goodreads, and once in a while, is it BookBub maybe?
book
There's a
bub.
couple
Hmm.
others. There's a couple others that sometimes an author will want me to go and do there, and I'll do that too. But so yeah, I try to post them in all of those different places so that they can get some exposure. But definitely my Instagram is my biggest amount of followers.
Yeah, I agree.
So
That's, I think that
yeah,
this is where to be for the bookish community is Instagram right now.
I agree. Yeah, and I found my website is I'm kind of struggling with, do I keep going? Because that's the only thing that costs money. Every year you have to renew and stuff to do it, and it takes more time to put things on there. and I get very few people on the website.
What is your website?
So,
Maybe, people that are listening or watching at a later time, maybe if you tell us your website name, they'll go on and check it out and maybe decide to follow you.
okay, it's called letitiaslowkeylife.com. All my social media are the same, Letitia's Low Key Life.
Okay.
And so I I don't know. It's just I've spent a lot of time on it, so I hate to just get rid of it. But you can go on there and you can pull up books by author or genre, things like that, which kind of makes it a little bit easier. But then there's also something with that plugin that I use that sometimes you have to hit the search button 2 or 3 times before it pulls the books up. So that's a problem I'm trying to figure out. But we'll see if I can get a little more
Yeah, I mean,
traffic.
I could definitely see, I could definitely see you willing to, post for authors and whatnot. There's plenty of blogs out there that
Hmm.
start out like, posting full book picks or summer or whatever.
Hmm.
And once they get that little exposure, then you could start, charging a small fee and then, work your way up. So
Right.
there's still a chance for your website. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's just easier for people. You go on social media anyways, and you're on there, so it's easy to see it there. Where a website, you've got to go find the website, click on things, and I think time wise for people, it's just easier. But I worry about the social media because you see people who have lost their account for no reason, or you see on Instagram all the time people they put them in Instagram jail
Yeah, what is that all about?
for commenting too many times or liking too many things, or they make it more difficult instead of easy for people to be on there. So I guess they're trying to keep um, spammers from doing things on there, but it seems like they go at a lot of other people that there's nothing wrong with what they put on. Like I had just this week, I had 2 comments removed, and one was just someone retired, and I said, well, I retired, blah blah blah, and that was it. And the other one, they were thinking about getting book of the month, which I have, and I said, well, if you want my code, let me know. And they
That's strange.
they took
Yeah.
both of those off. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what goes against your policy in either one of those? And it just, you see people every day with that kind of stuff, and you'd think they would try to help people
Yeah.
more than, doing things like that, but I don't know. So that kind of scares me. I think if I got rid of my website, all my reviews are on there. What if I lost my Instagram or something? Then everything's gone.
Yeah. No, I agree. In fact, I
So,
had somebody on a book tour and for whatever reason, she got in Instagram jail or whatever you want to call it. And she wasn't allowed to go on her account for so many days. And she
yeah,
was like, what do I do? I'm supposed to post this book. And,
right.
I mean, obviously the author understood because the author knows
Yeah,
what's going on. But that's just terrible
I
that, she didn't do
know.
anything wrong. She's a
Yeah,
normal,
yep,
bookstagrammer. She posts like she's supposed to. She
yeah,
doesn't do anything wrong. But she did
right.
have a website and she posted it on her website or the
Okay.
blog or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
for the author until she could go back, but it was still like she just felt so bad.
yeah. And from what I've heard, it's almost impossible to, I guess you can get a hold of them, but it's almost impossible to get them to do anything to change it, even if you didn't do anything
Yeah.
wrong, which I would think they'd have a simple way of dealing with that to help people, but they don't.
Yeah. I wish I knew
So
somebody like that, like worked,
I
in
know.
that Instagram, whatever
Yeah,
bubble, just so we could find out like why,
right.
like, maybe if we
Well,
knew
you know
why.
what? Today I got a message on my Facebook blog saying that I had went against something and they were going to get rid of my
Oh,
Facebook
that's,
if I didn't.
spam.
It's spam, I
Yeah.
know, but I thought, what? Why do people do that? I mean, what are they going to
Cause they
get? Were
want
they
you to send
probably?
them money.
Yeah, I'm sure. I
They're
didn't. I
looking
didn't
for
even
money.
click on it. I
Yeah.
didn't even click on it. I
Yeah.
just deleted it and got rid of it. But I thought, you know, all these people that spend time doing things like that, just irritate me.
Yeah, no, and they're professionals at it. They
Yeah.
know it's a numbers game. They know so many people that, because I get that all the I
Yeah.
get more messages on spam than I
Oh,
do than I do real people, and it's
mm,
just it's just unbelievable the amount
it
of
is.
spammers there are out there, whether it's
Yeah.
on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Or even in
It's
real life, I think senior citizens at my mom's, I go through all her mail. And, so much is scammy stuff, and she doesn't know that. And we've had her sign up for a different insurance one time because it said free on the TV and stuff. What do people do that don't have family that can help them with that kind of thing?
I
It
know.
just, it's so wrong. And I don't understand how people can not feel bad doing that to people. But
No, they don't. They don't.
no,
They don't. They have no feelings. They don't
yeah,
care. And
yeah,
that's what
it's
they
terrible.
do for a living. That's how
Yeah,
they. That's how they support themselves and their family. Is to be an honest person.
yeah, yeah. It's sad.
It is. It is. It's definitely sad.
Hmm.
Um, oh, let's talk about something positive. How about reviews? do do you have like a review formula that you have, or any, like when you do
Yeah,
your reviews, is there a certain way you do it, or you just kind of do the seat off, fly off the seat of your pants?
yeah.
How does
Well,
that work?
I always do just a general, real short summary first. I don't tell a lot, just a little bit so they know a little bit about what it's about. And then I do my thoughts and I just fly by the seat of my pants for that part and, write what I think. I usually try to talk about the characters and if it was a book that I zipped through and couldn't put down or um, I don't have anything in particular. I just kind of depends on the book and my feelings on it. But I typically don't finish books that I really don't care for. I don't like to do reviews that are low. I know how hard authors work and how that affects them when they read those. And just because I didn't care for it doesn't mean other people aren't going to care for it. So, even if I do, I know Amazon considers a rating of 3 not good anymore, which I think is
Oh,
ridiculous.
wow.
To me, a 3 was, okay. But to them, I guess, and now they look at it as bad. So I'm careful about that. And even if I do one, a 3 is about the lowest I'll go. Now, I write it up nicely. I say the things that I liked. And, I just can't imagine as an author reading some of the reviews that I have seen on like Amazon reviews and stuff like
they
that.
they 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 take it
I,
to heart. They really, really
oh,
do.
how could you not? You've spent
Hmm.
all that time and effort and are hopefully feeling good, and then you read these, and I don't agree with that. I know one time I did a 2 review and I felt horrible, and I talked to the author and I said I won't even put it on Amazon if, and she said, no, go ahead and put it on. And so I did, but since then I have not done that. I feel like if I don't care for it, I'm just not going to finish it and review it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think people need to take into account an author's feelings when they're writing their
Yeah, and
reviews.
it's not
You
only the
don't have to like
feelings.
it.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but you don't have to attack the person
Yes.
either.
Agreed. And I think, like you said, like, Amazon, by you putting that 2 star on there, that's going to change their whole
Right.
average.
That's
And
why I told her this was a long time ago. It was towards
mhm.
the beginning of when I started, but I said I don't have to put that on there. I said that's fine with me, and I don't know why she decided yes, but since then I just thought I'm just not even going to review
Well, she
something
said
that
yes because she wanted you to, like, you have the right to put your honest review
I
on.
know you
She
do,
couldn't
but
say no, but it was, it's up to you if you want to do
yeah,
it. But yeah, she has to accept your honest review.
right.
But I
That's
agree. If I felt the book if I just didn't like the book, I just wouldn't
Yeah.
put anything, and maybe I would
And
just,
I, you
post
know,
about the book itself and not
yeah, I
review
still
it.
feel bad about that. And it was quite a while
Oh,
ago, but so yeah, I don't even know how many books I've reviewed. I should count someday and see how many I've done. Quite a
yes.
few. Um,
Speaking of that, do you have like a system, like when you're on like, quite a few book tours,
mhm.
or books that you have to review by a certain time? How do you keep track of all of that?
Well, I actually just use a paper planner and I write them all in there so I can keep track of them that way. I've tried to do, more techie stuff, but for me, this is just I can open it quick and it's
Right.
there.